HIC jobs. Project and Development Department is responsible for develop, studying, analyze the studies of the development and to propose field development program. Licensing around will be stressed out later on. HIC department. Sorry, this is the same thing like I said before, the database with relevant information database, geophysical, geological information from Mozambique, and geophysical studies, seismic, and all these are the core part of core business like I said before. This is HIC, Healthy, Safety, and Environment. So, first of all, I'm going to look at the company inside, within the company, what are the HIC? First, I will start by saying HIC has not yet its safety standards yet, but still under process. The HIC department is now elaborating all these standards. But some basic HIC briefing are given in the institution. For example, in case of fire threatening or how to evacuate from the building and personal safety and so on. But when it comes to INP in relation to other companies, for example, as a operator, INP take in consideration some international standard or in HIC that they supervise, even though we don't have yet the standard, but we use some international guidance to make sure that the business are carried out as it's supposed to be. These are some standards like ISO 9000, 14,000, and so on. And INP also sends environment and safety engineers team on site to witness some operations if the operation is going according to the guidance and HIC procedures. Next, work in environment in INP. First, I'll start by saying work in environment is how the individual experience the work in the organization. That can be physically or emotionally, or can be in terms of social, yes. But as from my own experience that I've been here and from the people I've been asking, yeah, I can see that the INP has a good logistic condition. The building have nice rooms with good ventilation system which works properly, and we cannot feel hot right now because the ventilation system is working properly. And the building doesn't have a lot of disturbing noise, which make people can concentrate and have good quality work. Also, the people inside, they are very knowledgeable, which can provide good assistance. And most of the time when I had a doubts, I did approach and was very good and helped me a lot whenever needed. And this, like I said before, they send some professionals to the witness some operation. But most of the things I said about work environment is inside the organization. Work experience acquired in INP. I acquired a lot of knowledge while I was doing or I'm doing internship in this institution. First was time management. Like I didn't have a professional experience before, but I could manage very well my time while I was submitting my job on time, respected the schedule. This was really good. And proactivity. So many times I was proactive and gave my opinion throughout my training. And analytical research skills. When I had a big task, I had to carry out a lot of research, which was good. That embraced my skills in research, teamwork, and problem solving. I've been working with a lot of people in my team, and it was really good experience. I can feel confident in teamwork. Flexibility, adaptability, management priorities. That was really good, which the sentence can explain by itself. And technical knowledge. I had some technical knowledge like computer skills and some software. Next, why not? While I was doing this, my internship inside the company, I came to know a little bit about oil and gas in background history in Mozambique. Let me start by saying that the process of exploration in Mozambique started from 1904 to 1920, which was the area exploration. In Mozambique, the exploration was in Yaminga, in Sofala province, and from 1948 to 1974, the exploration was carried out in Pande, Teman, and Ouz by Gulf Oil. From 1998 to 2004, production of share agreement with BP was made, and Norway, Skemet, ARC, Sazol, and creation of INP, which was really good. Creation of INP. From 2005 to 2010, when 2005 was the licensing round in Rovuma Basin, and APC with Hydro Anadarko and Artemis. From 2014 to 2015, new petroleum law. In 2015, 50 licensing round. And 2016, LNG agreements. Next. Yes, production in Mozambique. This is continuing with the background of oil and gas industry in Mozambique. The production in Mozambique started by Sazol and ENH in 2004 in Pan and Teman field. In 2009, Pan field was coupled to the system. From 2004 to December 2015, INP estimated that the amount of gas produced was 27.3 normal cubic meter, and condensate produced was 13 million of barrels. This is, like I said it before, it's about petroleum licensing round in Mozambique. In 2000 was the first Mozambique licensing round, 2005 the second Mozambique licensing round, 2007 the third Mozambique licensing round, from 2009 the fourth Mozambique licensing round, 2014 the fifth licensing round in Mozambique, as you can see. Next. Moving a bit forward, this is the project that I was involved with throughout my internship, which was part of field development plan for 2015, but I was only focused on doing plan for Teman. I was starting by saying that Teman has currently, according to the knowledge that I went through, there is two accumulations basically, which is G8 and Teman East, which is subdivided. But for G8, or Teman G8, Ruja 8, there is planned 5 wells will be planned for Teman G8. And for Teman East, there is one existing well, which is P19. In terms of well design plan, for well design, they need to take in consideration the impact on the environment before doing the well design, impact on the environment, and the wells also need to maximize the recovery and good reservoir characterization. In terms of completion, before the completion, some aspects need to be taken in consideration, like reservoir, mechanical consideration, and safety consideration. Reservoir consideration, for example, need to make sure that there is maximum recovery from the reservoir, not also, but oil and gas contact need to be good also. In terms of mechanical aspect, need to take into consideration that all the materials that use or the casing or the completion component need to withstand the life cycle of the well. And safety consideration, need to make sure that the personnel that working in the project and the environment will be safe. In terms of cost, need to take into consideration the well type, whether the wells will be for production, for well cut, or for disposal, or not also, but that the wells will be vertical or horizontal. And the measure depth need to take in consideration. If you will have a pilot hole or not pilot hole, the cost will be different. Moving forward. This is about the sustainability inside the company. The company first, what they do is make sure that we have the water, materials, and resources to protect human health and environment. And the company also, in between the relation with the company and the operator, the company makes sure that the operating companies work together to achieve mutual goal. INP in its constitution, Article 3, Line B states that the preservation of public interest and environment and adoption of practice that stimulate efficient use of resource and the existing of the adequate standard of quality and service and protection of the environment. This is show how that INP is responsible or is aware about the sustainability. This is common training practice, environmental practice. In terms of environmental practice inside the company makes sure that all the the need to be used, all the waste disposal need to be taken into consideration, and rational use of water while using, for example, the toilet and so on. In terms of economical, INP as a governmental institution put the profitability and the public interest of as the first political and cultural dimension. INP as an organization makes sure that all the people are included, no matter what is your background in terms of culture, in terms of religion, but all the people are included. Politics of inclusion. Next. Conclusion and recommendation. As a conclusion, this was important and a good moment for us to put in practice what we have learned throughout our studies in the university into practice. And INP is a regulatory authority in Mozambique, and I had a chance to embrace some soft skills like communication skills, time management, and so on. And the work experience was really good. I had a nice moment working with the diversity. I could be with the people from different backgrounds with me. INP has a code of conduct that stresses out on correctness, transparency, integrity, honesty, and with high standards. In terms of recommendation, so the company should provide more information for the student on time. So INP also should have internship program and make sure that the companies operating in Mozambique will receive the trainings for industrial training so that we can capitalize the manpower. In project and development department where placed in, I would like to recommend to give more access to the trainees to software so that we can confront with some data we have analyzed in the report. And the company need to have also a real-time center for drilling, real-time monitoring center for drilling and production activity. So the company, for example, is operating some operations going there. The company, if they have some real-time center to control it, the company will make sure that all the data provided is real. And the institution should invest more in some software like Eclipse, CMG, Petrol 2014, Flowmeter, and updated version so the company can keep up with what's going on the industry currently. So before I will conclude, I would like to acknowledge some people that have contributed a lot. First, I would like to acknowledge the Almighty God for giving me energy and strength to be here. Second, I would like to give my acknowledgement to my family for being supportive all the way. And after that, I would like to acknowledge the institution INP for accepting us the internship here, and Engineer Nazario especially, which have assisted us a lot, and my colleagues for being with me. And thank you. And now is the time. This is the reference that I used for this presentation. Thank you. And now is the time for Q&A.
Thank you, Mauro, for your presentation. My first question will go to the last bullet, actually, the recommendations. If you go to the recommendation. Yeah, thank you for the recommendation. But my question is, why does INP invest especially in Eclipse 100, Petrol 2014, and CMG? Do you have any specific reason for that?
Actually, the specific reason I don't have, but from the information that I gained, it seems like the software that I was informed that the software which the institution are using right now is not very updated, and can invest in some more softwares, but this is the software which I have knowledge about. That's why I think the company also can invest in these and other softwares.
So just for that, actually INP is using Eclipse 100 and it's using even updated Petrol 2015.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah,
great.
you're right. We don't have CMG, but okay, something to
Yeah.
Thank you for the recommendation, but we actually we will not need CMG as it is. Another question is, you just mentioned in your presentation that one of the roles of INP is to approve the field development plan. Am I correct?
Come again?
INP approves the submitted FTPM and field development plan for the submitted by the companies. Am I correct?
I don't think so. Let me get back to the slides. Analyze.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, definitely. What does the company do is to analyze all the projects that are submitted by the operator, at the same time giving the opinion and approve field development and plans.
Yeah, so I didn't understand that they give opinion, they approve.
They approve.
Yeah, so just because that INP doesn't approve the development plan. What INP does is to recommend to the government if that plan is applicable for the country, it's a good one or not. So INP just recommend to the government. The government approves. Yeah, and then other slides you're talking about the creation of INP. You said 2004.
Come again?
When INP was created?
INP was created in 2004 by the Council of Ministers, but this was updated.
Yeah, but my question is, before 2004, the activities, the activities in Mozambique were I think you said it's in 1960, something like that. So before 2004, how these activities were regulated?
Most of this activity before 2004, since the INP was on the institution was created in 2004. Before that, we do have in the country, we do have Minister of Mineral Resource and Energy, and the country before that had another institution, which now is BNH. Yes, BNH. This was the institution which were being carried out this business of oil and gas industry.
Okay.
Yes. What it concerns for the first bullet, can you?
The first?
First bullet.
Yes.
In this slide, INP doesn't. INP has not set its own safety standard. INP needs its own standard. Or procedures.
Definitely, the standard. I was trying to say the procedures.
Yeah, there is a difference between procedures and standards.
Actually, it's a procedure.
And then we can go to the chair talking about the organization chair.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. This is the project management, development, and production. We don't have production. I think that project and development only this side. We have exploration division, and then we have project and development division. We don't have this side production.
Alright, I guess was a mistake because I got this information from one of the presentations from this presentation. Something was missing there. Maybe there is a correction missing there. But yeah, I got this information from one of the presentations.
Yes. And then the last one is like I saw somewhere about the production of panic demand in
Yes.
2015.
2000. This one. This one.
Yeah.
This was the information given in 2015, which they estimated that the gas produced in Mozambique all this time from 2004 to the date, stated there, 2015, was this quantity,
Yeah.
which is written there.
That's a comment in this slide.
If you see this number,
Yes.
27.3 normal cubic meter from 2014
As engineer,
until now.
what's your feeling about that number? As engineer.
I don't think this number is that much according to the potential reservoir existing in Mozambique. I think this number, if all the infrastructure have been stated in the place, I guess this number should be much bigger than that.
It depends on the reservoir.
Not
This kind of-
mostly, I don't think it depends on the reservoir, but if the infrastructure and the technology existing. Yes, this I guess now by updating some equipment and the plan approved, I guess the number should be much increased because the potential of reservoir is so high and the amount produced was not that much.
Hey, so I'm so sorry. I'm really concerned with this number, 27 cubic meter.
Yes.
Can you imagine something like 27 cubic meter? And then if you compare the amount of the gas, and then if you compare it with this amount of condensate, there we have 13 million barrels. But you compare this number, because the purpose is to produce
Yes.
the gas. But look at the amount of the condensate and then
Just to the point, that number is not realistic. So
It's not
doesn't make
realistic.
sense at all. Yeah, 27 cubic meters. It's nothing. So you have to go and check again the number. That number is not correct at all.
All right. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. But another comment related to condensate. What would be your recommendation? Let me say there's a production in demand, they sell condensate, and if for any reason they are not able to send condensate, how the company would manage this issue? They have condensate in the facilities and they're not able to sell it. How would you recommend for them?
First of all, I think depends on the situation first. Yes, if the company does have this quantity of condensate and is not capable to sell out, first can take some measurement procedure. Or the company can use the same condensate for domestic use, or can also use to, I guess, can use to pop up or to increase the pressure. Or yes, domestic use. I think is the best answer. Domestic use.
You mean to use it in the plant for as fuel or
Exactly.
yeah, but sometimes the amount of condensate is too high that you can't use it because they are only gas, fuel gas, they use it. So maybe you can remind them to open a well, inject it. Why? Because of safety, they don't have place to store it.
Yes, when it comes
It's
to safety,
another-
can be this issue, but some investment will be taken out if we open the well and dispose also.
Not to dispose, of course, to store it.
To store,
Because
of
a lot
course.
of money condensate is it's a lot of
Yeah,
money.
it's a lot of
So again, to use it as a fuel, they have fuel gas for it to use it. So that's another disposal. They just burn for other things. So the capacity, the storing capacity is limited, and other options just open the well, you inject it, and try to find another solution. It happens that I know that some companies they have the same issues, and we had the same issue here in Mozambique. You're not able to sell it, and all of the options discussed at the time is if you can't store it, you can't dispose it like that, and
Yes.
yeah, so think of injecting it is another option using panic demand field. Thank you, Mark, for the presentation.
Thank you.